Hello students, I welcome you all for today's class. I hope everybody are doing good. So before we move on to today's class, we'll have a recap of what we learned in the previous class, okay? So first we looked into the introduction to geometry. First we saw the definition of geometry, followed by what are line segments. In line segments, we saw the construction of line segment, and then we moved on to ray and followed by line, okay? And then we solved problems based on line segment, rays and lines. So in today's class, we'll be discussing about angles, the parts of an angle, and we'll be looking into the various types of angles, and then we'll be moving to the angle measurement using protractor, okay? So in that, you'll be looking into the steps to measure an angle, and we'll be solving problems based on angles, okay? So in this class, we'll be discussing about angles, okay? First, we'll be looking into what are angles, okay? Consider the following situation, students. As we know that our sun lights the earth, there are many rays of light that reaches the earth, okay? Suppose a ray of light starts from the sun and goes in this direction, okay? And another ray of light goes in that direction from the same point. So the space created between these two rays which are close to the sun is known as angle, okay? So what are angles? In geometry, an angle can be defined as the figure formed by two rays meeting at a common endpoint, okay? So an angle is generally represented by this symbol, and angles are measured in degrees using a protractor, okay? So what are generally angles? An angle can be defined as the figure formed by two rays meeting at a common endpoint, okay? So an angle is generally represented by that symbol, and angles are generally measured in degrees using a protractor, okay? Now let's look at the parts of an angle, okay? So there are two main parts of an angle, which are the arms and the vertex, okay? So first let's look into what are arms, okay? So the two rays joining to form an angle are called as arms of an angle, okay? So look at the figure here, students. Here AB and BC are the arms of angle ABC, okay? So what are arms? The two rays joining to form an angle is called the arm, okay? So now let's move to what is vertex. So the common end point at which two rays meet to form an angle is called the vertex, okay? So over here, the point B is the vertex of angle ABC, okay? Could you understand, students? So what are arms? The two rays joining to form an angle are called the arms, and the common end point at which two rays meet to form an angle is called the vertex, okay? Now we look at the examples of an angle, okay? So we can find angles in various things around us, such as a pair of scissors, a anchor, a chair, pyramids, wall clock, hockey stick, and cycle spokes, okay? So these are all the examples of angles. We generally see angles in various things around us, okay? Now let's move to the types of angles. So there are various types of angles based on their measure of the angle, okay? The types are acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, reflex angle, zero angle, complementary angle, and supplementary angle, okay? So these are the various types of angles. So what are the various types of angles? Yes, it is acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, reflex angle, zero angle, complementary angle, and supplementary angle, okay? So now we'll be looking into each of these angle in depth. So first we'll move on to acute angle. So angles which are smaller than 90 degree are said to be acute angles, okay? So an angle measuring less than 90 degree is said to be an acute angle, and acute angle generally ranges from 0 degree to 90 degrees. Okay, so the acute angle measure ranges from 0 degree to 90 degree. Okay, so these are the GIFs of acute angle. You can see that from the first figure they have mentioned 55 degree, right? So 55 degree is less than 90 degree, which is an acute angle. Okay, and look at this wall clock, students. Here it is mentioned 2 o'clock, right? So the arms of a wall clock makes acute angles at several hours of a day. Okay, for example, we'll consider 2 o'clock. Okay, the hour and the minute and forms an acute angle at 2 o'clock. Thus, an angle measuring less than 90 degree is called a acute angle. Okay, so next we'll move on to right angle. So angles which measures exactly 90 degrees are called as right angles. Okay, so it is generally formed when two lines are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so what are right angles? Angles which measure exactly 90 degree are said to be right angles. Okay, so it is generally formed when two lines are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so these are the pictures of right angle. Okay, look at these wall clock, students. It is mentioned 3 o'clock, right? So the hour and the minute and forms a right angle at 3 o'clock. Okay, so angle measuring exactly 90 degree is said to be a right angle. Okay, so now we'll move on to obtuse angle. So angles greater than 90 degree are said to be obtuse angles. Okay, so obtuse angles measure ranges from 90 degree to 180 degree. Okay, so what are obtuse angles? Angles which measure greater than 90 degree are said to be obtuse angles. Okay, and the measure of obtuse angle ranges from 90 degree to 180 degree. Okay, so these are the GIFs of obtuse angle. So in the first picture you could see that they have mentioned 120 degree, right? So which is greater than 90 degree. So angles greater than 90 degree are said to be obtuse angles. Okay, now look at the wall clock, students. So the hour and the minute and makes obtuse angles at several hours of a day. For example, 8 o'clock. Okay, so the hour and the minute and forms an obtuse angle at 8 o'clock. Okay, so the degree of obtuse angle is more than 90 degrees and less than a straight angle. Okay, now we'll move on to what is a straight angle. So an angle which measures exactly 180 degrees is said to be a straight angle. Okay, so this is similar to a straight line. So these are the pictures of straight angle. So you could see that an angle which measures exactly 180 degrees is said to be a straight angle. Okay, so from the wall clock you could see that the hour and the minute and forms a straight angle at 6 o'clock, right? So such an angle is said to be a straight angle. Understood, students? Now we'll move on to the reflex angle. So what are reflex angles? Reflex angles are generally bigger than 180 degree. Okay, so reflex angles measure ranges from 180 degree above. Okay, so always subtract the given angle from 360 degree in order to get the reflex angle. Okay, so reflex angle generally ranges from 180 degree to 360 degree. Okay, they are bigger than 180 degree. In the second image you could see that they have mentioned 210 degree, which is greater than 180 degree and less than 360 degree, right? So such an angle is said to be a reflex angle. Observe the wall clock picture, students. So here the hour and the minute and makes a reflex angle at 7 o'clock. Okay, so what are reflex angles? Reflex angles are bigger than 180 degree and less than 360 degree. Okay, now we'll move on to zero angle. So what are zero angles? An angle with a measure of 0 degrees is said to be zero angles. Okay, so observe the pictures over here. So here you find that OM is exactly on line OK, right? So here the line segment OM is exactly on OK. So then the angle is 0 degree. Okay, so it is called as the zero angle. So what are zero angles? An angle which measures exactly 0 degrees is called a zero angle. Understood, students? Now look at this wall clock. Here the minute and the hour and makes a zero angle at 12 o'clock. Okay, so both the minute and the hour and coincide, so it is said to be a zero angle. Now we'll move on to complementary angles. So what are complementary angles? If two angles add up to measure 90 degree, they are known as complementary angles. Okay, so two angles are said to be complementary if they sum up to 90 degrees. Okay, so from these images you could see that when you sum up these two angles, their value must be 90 degree. Okay, their value will be equal to 90 degree. In the first image you could see that when you add 30 degree and 60 degree, the resulting answer is 90 degree. Similarly, 50 degree plus 40 degree will be 90 degree. And in the third image you could see 67 degree and 23 degree, right? So when you sum up 67 degree and 23 degree, the answer you get will be 90 degree. Okay, so what are complementary angles? When two angles add up to measure 90 degree, they are known as complementary angles. Okay, now we'll move on to the last type of angle, which is supplementary angle. Okay, so when two angles add up to measure 180 degree, they are known as supplementary angles. Okay, so what are supplementary angles? Two angles are said to be supplementary to each other if they add up to 180 degree. Okay, so these are the pictures of supplementary angles. So when you sum up 120 degree and 60 degree in the first image, you get the sum 180 degree, which is a supplementary angle. Okay, similarly when you add 140 degree and 40 degree in the second image, you get the sum as 180, followed by 100 degree and 80 degree in the third image, you will be getting 180 degrees. So when two angles sum up to measure 180 degrees are said to be supplementary angles. Okay, so now we'll move on to the angle measurement using protractor. Okay, so this is the image of a protractor. Okay, so you could see that there are four parts, which is first one will be the origin, the baseline, and the inner scale and the outer scale. Okay, so a protractor has one center and one baseline. Okay, a protractor has two scales, namely the inner scale and the outer scale. Okay, so the inner scale ranges from 0 degree to 180 degree in anti-clockwise direction, and the outer scale ranges from 0 degree to 180 degree in the clockwise direction. Okay, so this is the picture of a protractor. Okay, can you see that the inner scale ranges from 0 to 180 degree in anti-clockwise direction, whereas the outer scale ranges from 0 to 180 degree in the clockwise direction. Okay, so now we'll move on to the steps to measure an angle. So the step one will be, you should place the center of the protractor on the vertex of the angle, and you must line up the baseline with 0 degree. Okay, and the step two will be, you must read the measure where the other ray crosses the protractor. Okay, so what is the first step? You will be placing the center of the protractor on the vertex of the angle, and you must line up the baseline with 0 degree. And the step two will be, you should read the measure where the other ray crosses the protractor. Okay, so these are the steps to measure an angle. So now we'll move on to problems. I'll be solving exercise 4.2 for you all students. I'll be solving from the second sum. Okay, so the second question is, name the vertex and sides that forms each angle. Okay, so here are two figures given and you are supposed to write the vertex and its sides. Okay, so this point will be the vertex for the given figure. Okay, so D is the vertex and the sides are DE. Since it is a line segment, you will be drawing a line above D. Okay, and DF will be one side. Okay, so understood students? So the center point, that is the place where the angle is mentioned, will be vertex. Okay, so D is the vertex and DE will be one side and DF will be one side. Okay, similar. So we'll move to the second figure. Similarly, we'll move to the second figure. Similarly, D is one vertex. Okay, so D will be the vertex and DC will be one side and DE will be one side. Okay, since these are line segments, you will be drawing a line above DC and DE. Okay, so therefore D is the vertex for this given figure and DC and DE will be the sides for this figure. Understood, students? Now we'll move to the third sum. So the third question is pick out the right angles from the given figures. Okay, so there are 5 figures given in this question. Okay, and you are supposed to write the right angles. That is, you are supposed to pick out the right angles from the given figure. You all know that what is a right angle, right? So an angle measuring exactly 90 degrees is said to be a right angle, right? So it is very clear that in the first figure they have written 90 degree, right? So the right angle is figure 1, and in the second figure you could see that it is mentioned as 46 degrees. Since it is lesser than 90 degree, it is a acute angle. Okay, so this is not a right angle. Next we'll move to the third figure. In the third figure you could see that they have represented this in this figure, right? If this means it is 90 degree. Okay, so third figure is also a right angle. Okay, so next we'll be moving to the fourth one. Fourth one is they have mentioned as 105 degrees, which is greater than 90. So it is said to be a obtuse angle. Okay, so we'll move to the fifth one, and since they have mentioned this one, this is said to be a 90 degree. Okay, and the fourth figure is also a right angle. So figure 1, 3, 5 are right angles. Got it, students? Now we'll move on to the fourth sum. Pick out the acute angles from the given figures. We know that what are acute angles? Angles measuring less than 90 degree are said to be acute angles. Okay, so there are 5 figures given here and you are supposed to pick out the acute angles. Okay, so in the first one it is mentioned 33 degree, which is less than 90. So it is a acute angle. Okay, so the first figure is acute angle. We'll move to the second one. So they have mentioned as 56 degree. Again it is less than 90 degree, right? So second figure is also an acute angle. Now we'll move to the third one. They have mentioned 89 degree, which is again less than 90, right? So third figure is also an acute angle. We'll move to the fourth sum. They have given 90 degrees. So 90 degree is said to be a right angle, right? So this figure will not be coming. And similarly, we'll move to the fifth sum. They have mentioned 100 degree, which is greater than 90. So it is said to be an obtuse angle. Okay. So therefore, first, second and third figures are said to be acute angles. Understood, students? Now we'll move to the fifth sum. So the question is pick out the obtuse angles from the given figures. Okay, what are obtuse angles? They are angles which are greater than 90 degree and less than 180 degree, right? So such angles are said to be obtuse angles. Okay, so here are 5 figures given over here and you are supposed to pick out the obtuse angles. Okay, so let's move on to the first figure. They have mentioned 101 degree, which is greater than 90, right? So it is said to be a obtuse angle. Okay, we'll move to the second figure. They have mentioned like this. So I have already said that if they have mentioned this, it is nothing but 90 degree. Okay, so it is not an obtuse angle. We'll move to the third figure. They have mentioned 126 degree, which is greater than 90 degree, right? So it is said to be a obtuse angle. Okay, and we'll move to the fourth one. They have mentioned 38 degree, which is less than 90 degree, right? It is a acute angle. Okay, similarly the fifth one, they have mentioned 89 degrees and which is less than 90 degree, right? So it is also a acute angle. So therefore the figure 1 and 3 are said to be obtuse angles. Okay, Now we'll move to the sixth sum. So the question is, name the angle in each figure given below in all the possible ways. Okay, so here are 4 figures given and you are supposed to name the angle in each figures in all the possible ways. Okay, so the first figure, so let's look at the first figure. So the angle is mentioned here, right? So M is the angle. Okay, so in one way we can write it like this. Okay, since they're asking us to name the angle, you should start with this symbol. Okay, and next we can write it as L M N. Okay, L M N, followed by, we can also write it as N M L. Okay, you have to write the M in the middle since the angle is M, right? So you have to write M in the middle. Okay, so I have completed LMN and now I am going to write NML. Okay, so these are the angles for the first figure. Okay, now we'll move to the second figure. Similarly, they have mentioned the angle here, right? So Q will be one angle and we can write PQR. Okay, PQR and RQP. Okay, can you all see? I have mentioned the angle Q only in the middle. Okay, when you are writing, you are supposed to write the angle only in the middle. Okay, now we'll move on to the third sum. Now we'll move on to the third figure. Here they have mentioned the angle. Here N is the angle, right? So I'll write N and then MNO. Okay, MNO. And then I can write it as ONM. ONM. Okay, so these are the 3 angles. Now we'll move to the last figure. Okay, here A is the angle, right? So A, and we can write TAS. And then we can write SAT. Okay, so that's it, students. Can you all understand? Now we'll move on to the 8th sum. So draw and label each of the following angles. Okay, first one is angle NAS is equal to 90 degree. Second one is angle BIG is equal to 35 degree. And the third one is angle SMC is equal to 145 degree. Okay, the fourth one will be your homework. Okay, so first I'll move on to NAS is equal to 90 degrees. So first you have to draw a line. Okay, so first you have to draw a line with any centimeter. Okay, with any measurement you can just draw a line and you have to place the protractor. So you have to place the protractor over here. Okay, so the center of the line should coincide with the starting point. Okay, so they are asking 90 degree. Can you all see the 90 degrees over here? So I am going to mark over here. Okay, so I have taken out the protractor and with the help of a scale I am going to draw the 90 degree angle. Okay, so this is 90 degree and you have, can you all see they have mentioned A in the middle. So you will be writing NAS. Okay, you can also write it as NAS. Okay, now I'll move to the second one. BIG is equal to 35 degrees. Similarly, I'm going to draw a line of any measurement. Okay, you can just draw a line and I'm going to place the protractor over here. Okay, so the center of the protractor must coincide with the starting point of the line. Okay, so they are asking 35 degree. So can you all see the inner measurement? 0, 10, 20, 30. Okay, so I'm just going to place the pointer over here. Okay, they are asking 35, right? So I'm going to take out the protractor and with the help of a scale I'm going to draw the line. So this will be my 35 degree. Okay, so you can write it as BIG. Okay, now we'll move to the third one. SMC is equal to 145 degrees. Similarly, I'm just going to draw a line of any measurement. Okay. I'm going to place the protractor over here and I'm going to mark 145 degree. Okay. So you can see the 90 degree over here, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, and I'm going to place the pointer over here. Okay. So this will be my 145 degree. Okay. So with the help of the scale, I'm just going to draw the line. So this will be my 145 degree. Okay. So I'm going to write SMC. Okay. So this is how you draw and label the angles. I hope you would have understood, students. So now we'll move to the 9th sum. Identify the types of angles shown by the ants of a given clock. Okay. So there are 5 figures given, right? So I'll be solving 3 figures and the 4th figure and 5th figure will be your homework sums. Okay. So let's move to the first figure. In this figure, the hour ant and the minute ant is represented like this, right? So it is an obtuse angle. Okay. So this will be greater than 90 degree. Okay. So this is said to be an obtuse angle. Okay. We'll move to the second figure. You could see that both the hour and the minute and coincides. Okay. In this case, it is said to be a zero angle. Okay. Now we'll move to the third figure. From this figure, you could see that the hour and the minute and is represented as a straight line, right? So this is said to be a straight angle. Okay. So therefore the angle is 180 degree. Okay. So this is known as straight angle. Now we'll move to the 10th sum. Find the complementary angle of 30 degree, 26 degree. Okay. So you are supposed to find out the complementary angle. We all know that what is a complementary angle. So when two angles are said to be complementary to each other when they add up to 90 degree. Okay. So let's take up the first subdivision, that is 30 degree. So two angles are said to be complementary when they add up to 90 degree, right? So x plus 30 degree, that is two angles when they add up must be equal to 90 degree. Okay. Since here it is plus 30, when I take it to the right hand side, it becomes minus 30. Okay. So x is equal to 90 degree minus 30 degree. So when I subtract 30 degree from 90 degree, I'll be getting 60 degree. Okay. So one of the angle is 60 degree. Understood, students? Now I'll move to the second sum, 26 degree. Similarly, so when two angles add up, the sum must be equal to 90 degree. Okay. So when I take this plus 26 to the other side, it becomes minus 26. Okay. So when I subtract 26 from 90 degree, the answer I get is 64 degree. Okay. So the other angle is equal to 64 degree. Got it, student? So the subdivisions 3, 4 and 5 will be your homework sums. Okay. Now we'll move on to the 11th sum. Find the supplementary angle of 70 degree and 35 degree. Okay. So you are supposed to find out the supplementary angle. So what are supplementary angles? Two angles are said to be supplementary when they add up to 180 degree, right? So it is similar to the previous sum. Okay. So when I add two angles, its sum must be equal to 180 degree. Okay. So when I bring this plus 70 degree to the right hand side, it becomes minus 70 degree. Okay. So when I subtract 70 degree from 180, I'll be getting 110 degree. Okay. So this will be the value of one angle. Got it, students? Now we'll move on to the second subdivision. It is 35 degree. Okay. Similarly, when I add two angles, its sum must be equal to 180 degree. Okay. So when I bring this plus 35 to the other side, it becomes minus 35 degree. Okay. So when I subtract 35 degree from 180 degree, the answer is 145 degree. Okay. So the value of one angle will be 145 degree. Okay. So the subdivisions 3, 4, 5 will be your homework sums. Okay. Now we'll move on to the 12th sum. So the question is, find the supplementary or complementary angle in each case. Okay, so I'll be solving first and second subdivision, and third and fourth will be your homework sums. Okay, so the first figure is, could you see, here is a straight line, right? So it is 180 degree, right? So it is very clear that it must be a supplementary angle, since when two angles sum up, their value must be equal to 180 degree, right? So you are supposed to find out these values. Okay, so sum of these two angles must be equal to 180 degree. Okay, so x plus 25 degree is equal to 180 degree. Okay, so when I bring this plus 25 to the other side, it becomes minus 25 degree. Okay, so when I subtract 25 degree from 180 degree, I'll be getting the value 155 degree. Okay, so the value of x is 155. So therefore here the value of the angle will be 155 degree. So when I add 155 and 25, the answer I get will be equal to 180 degree. Got it, students? Now we'll move on to the second subdivision in the 12th sum. So from this figure, you are supposed to find out the other angle. Okay, so it is very clear that it is a right angle triangle, right? So it is obviously a complementary angle. So when two angles sum up to 90 degree, it is said to be a complementary angle. Okay, so I'm going to represent this unknown value as x. Okay, so x plus 30 degree is equal to 90 degree. Okay, so when two angles sum up to 90 degree, it is said to be a complementary angle. Okay, so when I take this plus 30 to the other side, it becomes minus 30. Okay, so when I subtract 30 degree from 90 degree, I'll be getting 60 degree. Okay, so the answer will be 60 degree. So the value of this unknown angle is 60 degree, right? So when I add 60 and 30 degree, I get 90 degree. So therefore these two angles are said to be complementary. Understood, students? So that's it for today's class, students. Kindly copy down the sums which I worked on the whiteboard in your textbooks. Okay, so now I'll do a recap of what we learnt in today's class. Okay, so first we looked into what are angles. So we learnt the concept angles with the help of an example, right? So what are angles? In geometry, an angle can be defined as the figure formed by two rays meeting at a common endpoint. Okay, so generally an angle is represented by that symbol, and angles are measured in degrees using a protractor. Okay, and next we moved on to the parts of an angle. So there are two main parts of an angle, which are the arms and the vertex. So what are arms? The two rays joining to form an angle are called as arms of an angle. And what are vertex? The common end point at which the two rays meet to form an angle is said to be a vertex. Okay, so in this figure, AB and BC are the arms and B is the vertex. Okay, and next we moved on to the examples of angles, and next we saw the types of angles. So the types of angles are acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, reflex angle, zero angle, complementary angle, and supplementary angle, right? So we looked into the definitions of these angles. So what are acute angles? So angles which are smaller than 90 degrees are said to be acute angle, and the acute angle ranges from 0 degree to 90 degrees. Okay, and next we moved on to the right angle. So what are right angles? Angles which measure exactly 90 degree are said to be right angles. Okay, so it is generally formed when two lines are perpendicular to each other. Okay, and next we moved on to the obtuse angle. what are obtuse angles? Angles with a greater than 90 degree are called as obtuse angles. Okay, so obtuse angles measure ranges from 90 degree to 180 degree, and then we saw the pictures of obtuse angle, right? And next we moved on to the straight angle. So an angle which measures exactly 180 degrees is said to be a straight angle. Okay, so this is similar to a straight line. And next we moved on to the reflex angle. So what are reflex angle? Reflex angles are bigger than 180 degree. Okay, so you must always subtract the given angle from 360 degree in order to get the reflex angles. Okay, so the reflex angle measure ranges from 180 degree to 360 degree. Okay, and next we moved on to the zero angle. So an angle which measures exactly 0 degrees are called as zero angles. Okay, and next we moved on to the complementary angle. So what are complementary angle? When two angles add up to measure 90 degrees, they are known as complementary angles. Okay, that is, two angles are said to be complementary if they sum up to 90 degree. Okay, and next we moved on to the supplementary angle. And if two angles add up to measure 180 degree, they are known as supplementary angles. Okay, that is, two angles are supplementary to each other if they add up to 180 degree. Okay, and then we saw the examples of supplementary angles. And next we moved on to the angle measurement using protractor. So in that we saw the parts of a protractor, that is, a protractor as one center and one baseline. Okay, so a protractor has two scales, namely the inner scale which ranges from 0 to 180 degree in anti-clockwise direction, and outer scale which ranges from 0 to 180 degree in the clockwise direction. Okay, and next we saw the steps to measure an angle. So the step one is, you will be placing the center of the protractor on the vertex of the line, and you must line up the baseline with 0 degree. Okay, and the step two is, read the measure where the other ray crosses the protractor. And we looked into problems, right? So that's it, students. Now it's time for question and answer. So the first question is, define an angle. Yes, very good. So in geometry, an angle can be defined as the figure formed by two rays meeting at a common endpoint. Okay, so angles are generally measured in degrees using a protractor. Very good, students. And the second question is, list the various types of angles. So there are many types of angles, right? So the first one will be acute angle, reflex angle, obtuse angle, zero angle, straight angle, complementary angle, right angle, and supplementary angles. Yes, so these are the various types of angles. Very good, students. I have attached the worksheets for you. Kindly write it in your notebook. Okay.